This video will demonstrate how to use Excel to calculate measures of central tendency. In order to do that, we're going to need to start out with some data that we are going to populate the sample data column with. That data that we put there will be used for all of the samples that we're going to look at in this video. Starting with the mean, which is nothing more than a simple average. In order to have Excel do that, we will type equal, and then we will start typing the word average. A drop-down menu will appear, and one of the choices we'll have is average. We'll click on that, and then highlight our data, and hit enter, and the average will appear next to the mean. Next is the median, which is the number in the middle. We'll start typing equal median, and the drop-down menu will again appear, and then we can highlight the data, and when we hit enter, the median will appear in the proper place. Mode represents the number that appears more often than other if one exists. We'll find out by typing mode. When we see it in our drop-down menu, we'll be able to highlight our data and hit enter, and in this case we will see mode is 12. For Quartile, we need one of the later versions of Excel Office because the function we want is Quartile EXC, and that did not appear in Excel Office until after 2007, starting in 2010. So we'll use that function EXC, highlight the data, and then put a comma in and identify which quartile we want. In this case, it's 1. For the third quartile, we're going to use the same function that we used before. Highlight that data again, and instead of 1, this time we will put in comma 3, and that'll give us the third quartile. To calculate the quartile range, all we will do is subtract quartile 1 from quartile 3. So we will say equals, highlight the 12, minus, highlight the 7, and then push enter. And then we will see that the interquartile range is 5. To calculate the minimum, there is a function in Excel called minimum, and so we will start typing that. When we see it in the drop-down menu, we'll highlight it, then highlight our data and push enter. For the maximum, it would be this similar entry. We will start typing max. We will see max appear in our drop-down menu. Highlight our data, push enter, and the max will appear. Now the range is just the difference between the max and the min. So we will type equal. We will highlight the 14, enter the minus, and then subtract the 5. Variance is a function of variability, and we will get that by typing the function VAR. Variance will appear in our drop-down menu. We will highlight our data and push enter, and the variance will appear. Lastly, on this video, the standard deviation. We will start typing standard deviation, and we will see that appear in our drop-down menu. We will highlight it, then highlight all of the data and push enter. Each of these functions is a very important part of central tendency. All of these functions are used on a regular basis in statistics.